What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. You know I got another banger for y'all, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
There has been a lot of pushback, a lot of irate fans to see that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, two of the faces of the league, were left off Team USA's Olympic team. Now, it's not uncommon for rookies to be left off, but it's also not common what these two rookies are doing to elevate the women's game right now. So a lot of people felt like they should be on the team and were very disappointed, even threatening to boycott the Olympics and Team USA's women's team as well as the men's team. I've seen people just downright not supporting Team USA without Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese on this squad. People have mentioned how it could hurt viewership, which it could. We know that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. Absolutely, venues have been moved because of her home games and away games. We've seen her bring millions of views. We've seen Angel Reese contribute to that as well with millions of views. These two are two bona fide superstars. You've got two rookies that are battling for Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is looking to set the double-double record. Caitlin Clark looking to set the three-point made record as well as the assist. She just became the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. So these aren't your ordinary rookies. These two are special. And now with the injury to Napheesa Collier, who was announced to be out indefinitely, the star forward for the Minnesota Lynx, MVP candidate this season, a major loss for Team USA and the Lynx. Now that she's been ruled out indefinitely with a foot injury, fans are wanting to see her be replaced by Clark or Reese. Collier is a bona fide superstar. On the season, she's averaging 20 points, 10.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 2.2 steals. So like we said, she was a potential starter for this group, and now she is out indefinitely, and the Minnesota Lynx have not looked the same without her. Now, according to CBS Sports, she is out indefinitely with an aggravated plantar fasciitis in her left foot, and that is straight from the mouth of head coach Cheryl Reeve. She did not play in their most recent game on Saturday, and she suffered this injury on July 4th during a loss to the Connecticut Sun during a very physical game. She went out late in the third quarter and did not return. So we don't even know if she will be back before the Olympic break, but also, as a player, the main thing is to play for your club. Do the Lynx even want to risk it? Do they work to keep her out of the Olympics? Do you even want to risk further injuring this foot, man? So we don't know the situation. It's up in the air. So there could be an open spot on Team USA. And there goes Caitlin Clark as well as Angel Reese. They both have a case. Now, Clark's case, obviously, I think she should have been on the team over Diana Taurasi. But she's leading all rookies in scoring right now and assists. She's breaking records. She has the Fever in 8th place in the WNBA standings. If the season ended today, they would make the playoffs. She's coming off a historic triple-double while also knocking off the top team in the entire league. Clark is showtime. She could boost this backcourt and arguably be the best point guard on this roster right now. And looking at how she runs the show, how she runs the fast break, imagine her with teammates that are actually ready to catch that ball, catch those passes, catch those balls that she's tossing out. I think we would see a passing clinic, an assist clinic for this group. Elite. You're not going to find many guards with her court awareness, elite court vision, and her just timely deliveries on these passes. So she would be a big addition to this group. But you look at the roster, and they are already loaded with backcourt potential as well. She would have to compete with minutes from Chelsea Gray, who's the only other true point guard on this roster. So they absolutely could use Clark. And Gray has been banged up. She hasn't been playing well. So I definitely think Clark could possibly start for this team at the 1, just with her skill set. Not saying that she's going to go out there and dominate, but as far as a playmaker, you're not going to find one better to replace an injured Chelsea Gray or fill that empty spot from Napheesa Collier. She would make things easier for Kalia Copper as well as Sabrina, Jewel Lloyd, Kelsey Plum. All these guards are capable playmakers as well as Jackie Young, all capable playmakers. But they are more scoring guards than anything, combo guards to say the least. So Clark would be only the second just true point guard on this team, being able to create and facilitate, in my opinion. So I think that makes a case for her. Also, the 3-point shooting. Outside of Sabrina, she would be the best 3-point threat on this team. I'm putting her above Kelsey Plum just from a 3-point sniping point of view. I know Diana Taurasi and Kelsey can definitely fill it up, but if you're just talking about straight space breakers, zone breakers, to open up lanes for these drivers, Caitlin Clark could absolutely provide that as well. At this point, I think she's a better player than Diana Taurasi, just in their careers. I get Taurasi's been there. She's providing that veteran leadership, and I respect it. I have much respect for her and what she's done for the league over the past 20 years. You know, former champion, a multi-time Olympic gold medalist. But when you think about the draw of Caitlin as well, just from a basketball standpoint, obviously she's the better player. But then you consider the draw, how many more eyes would be on this team. This would be the most watched, and this probably still will be the most watched Olympics from the women basketball side, just because of where the game is elevated to. But with Caitlin paired with that on a global stage, I mean, I had people watching my stream from Australia that knew who Caitlin Clark was. So I think they fumbled the bag here, and it's a chance for them to redeem themselves, because they've caught a lot of flack, Team USA and just the organization of USA Basketball, for leaving Caitlin off. Just the viewership, the marketability, her bringing that energy, that type of attention on a global stage to the women's game, it would benefit this team financially. It would benefit this country. It would benefit the Olympics. I mean, we just got to be real about it. So I get that aspect of wanting her on this roster, not only because she could definitely contribute as a true point guard, getting these players the ball, moving the rock, and making things easier like she does with her Indiana Fever teammates. We definitely know what she's bringing as a shooter as well. Just a complete player. We understand that. But also her brand. She's a megastar. She's box office. And more people would absolutely tune in to this team if Caitlin Clark was a part of it. So that's something that they have to consider when they look at a replacement. On the other side, the case for Angel Reese. Now, Napheesa Collier is a front court player. There are two players that Angel Reese, her skill set reminds me of Dearica Hamby, as well as Asia Wilson, another versatile forward. The thing with Collier is she's super versatile, she's agile, she's athletic, and she can play just about all over the floor. Reese completely shut her down when they matched up against the Lynx. I think Reese is an athletic forward that can really get up and down the court. They would benefit for her mobility, her tenaciousness on the boards. Like, she would cause problems, I think, in international play, in my opinion. Now, I know we've seen her on the stage before, and they lost to Brazil last summer. Like, I get that. But as far as Reese fitting in with this group, now you look at it, and they do have a stacked front court, but people have been talking about the lack of size. So without Collier, the only front court players now left are Brittany Griner, Stewie, AT, and Asia Wilson. You may need another big to complement this group, just to ensure that they are dominating the glass how they need to. Angel Reese is leading the league in rebounds. She's a hustle player. She's a winner. She's an ultimate competitor, and I think she would bring that edge to this team and be a good replacement for Napheesa Collier, man. I'm not saying that Reese is the caliber of player that Collier is, but she doesn't have to be a superstar with this team. She goes out there, plays her role, rebounds, plays defense, runs the floor hard, and just provides a willing target. I think she could definitely be a very good competitor, a very good addition to Team USA, and provide some more size, man. She's a little bigger than Collier as well, so providing a little bit more size as well. Games are totally different. I'm not saying Reese is that caliber of player yet, but we've seen the development of her game. She went 2 for 2 from 3-point range against the Seattle Storm in their last game. She shot the mid-range jumper. We're seeing that she has that capability of being a point forward, creating for others. I think just looking at her being able to just continue to add a consistent jump shot and develop her game and harness those skills, I like the confidence she's been playing with. She was playing a lot of bully ball earlier in the season, missing a lot of shots, and that has changed over the last month. She's been way more efficient. I do think she still needs a go-to move, but I think her versatility, being able to guard multiple positions, being able to really beat other bigs down the floor and catch and finish, the body control, the competitiveness, the swagger that she would bring to this locker room, I definitely think cannot be undervalued, and she is a megastar in herself. She brings in tons of views, has a great following, is in a perfect perfect spot for Chicago, the perfect demeanor and attitude and play style for the tough city of Chicago. So, Angel definitely has a cult following as well. These are two of the biggest fan bases that we have seen for a specific athlete, man. It is crazy. I mean, we got the Reese mob and the Caitlyn cult. That's how it's going right now. So either one of these players, I think, would honestly be a great addition for Team USA. A third player that I'm thinking of that is already playing on the 3v3 national team that replaced Cameron Brink is Dearica Hamby, who's having a career year. Her and Angel Reese averaging double-doubles. And averaging a double-double as a rookie is insane. But Hamby's definitely playing her best game. And I think just with her versatility, her size, being able to take bigs off the dribble, being able to be a dominant force down low, being able to stretch the floor, hit three-pointers. Like, she is the closest to Napheesa Collier that they would probably find in the WNBA right now on such short notice. She's already going to be in Paris, and we've seen players play for both the 3v3 team as well as the Olympic team, the 5-on-5 national team as well. So it's possible. She'll already be there, and she's having an incredible season leading the LA Sparks, man, to be honest with y'all. Career year. Hamby's averaging 18.8 points per game and 10.5 rebounds. She's also averaging 3.7 assists, showing the creative playmaking ability, and 1.5 steals. And at 6'3", she will provide great size, shooting, defense, mobility, versatility. Like, I think she would be a no-brainer to put in this position as well. She doesn't have quite the following of the last two, but she is the best player out of the three right now. Currently, she's producing the most, and she understands what it's like to be a number one option night in and night out. And y'all just saw what they did to the Las Vegas Aces. Oh my gosh. So Hamby, I think, would be a no-brainer pick. She's probably the most likely pick. If we're being honest, I think she would be a great addition to this team, provide more front court depth. She's bigger than Collier, and I think, she was a player that definitely earned a spot on this team in the first place. Like, she was one player that I felt like was kind of slighted. But, this front court is deep. I think they do need to add another front court player, but if you're going to go smaller and add another guard, why not Caitlyn Clark? You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about this situation with these three players. What should Team USA do? What would you like to see them do? What are the expectations for them in the Olympics? And will you be watching? Let me know how y'all feel. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, hey, we out.